This is an old peach cobbler recipe that grandmas used to make. This recipe is easy using an old magic cooking technique and makes a delicious peachy dessert with a fluffy cobbler and a flaky sugary topping. Stay tuned. This is an old-fashioned peach cobbler recipe that is easy and so delicious. I'm using fresh peaches because it's peach season, but you can use frozen or canned peaches for this recipe. Just make sure that you thaw and drain the peaches well. I have 4 large freestone peaches that are tender, juicy, and ready to eat. They peeled real easy and I'm slicing into about a 1/4 inch thick pieces. You can use a hand or a stand mixer, but today I'm going to do it just like Grandma and use my arm muscles. I'm making the batter, and I have a 1/2 cup of softened unsalted butter. It is almost 100 degrees outside, and I just stuck the stick of butter near the window to help bring up to room temperature. It didn't take very long. I'm putting the butter in the bowl, and I'm saving the wax paper with some of the butter residue to help coat my baking dish, just like a frugal grandma would do. Adding in 3/4 cup of sugar and whisking until creamy. I'm going to alternate the liquids and solids into the batter. The recipe calls for a 1/2 cup of whole milk, and I'm adding in a 1/4 cup now and giving it a stir. I'm sprinkling in about a 1/4 cup of 1 cup of all-purpose flour, giving that a stir. You may need to change between a spatula and whisk when stirring. Adding in the rest of my milk and another good stir. Now I'm adding in a pinch of salt and 1 tablespoon of baking powder. This will really help make the cobbler nice and fluffy. Giving that a mix just to incorporate, and then I'm adding in the rest of my flour. Stirring until everything comes together. Now we are moving on to the topping, and it's real simple. I have a 1/3 cup of granulated sugar, and I'm adding in 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and about a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, giving that a good whisk and setting to the side. We are ready to assemble the peach cobbler, and I'm coating my 8x8 baking dish with the buttered wax paper. I use one end to rub the bottom and the other end for the sides. I have my oven preheating to 375 degrees. I sliced my peaches and I layered and covered the bottom. This recipe will take 4 to 6 peaches depending on the size. I had 4 peaches prepared, but I added 1 more at the end. I probably could have used 6. The more peaches, the better. Spooning on the batter and leveling out. Sprinkling the sugar cinnamon coating evenly over the top. It will be a rather thick layer. Here's the magic part. I have a 1/4 cup of water that I brought to a boil in the microwave, and I'm gently pouring over the top of the cobbler. You don't want to pour the water quickly over the top, just a sprinkle at a time so the sugar will absorb the water and not directly run off. While the peach cobbler bakes, the top will form a nice sugary, crusty, flaky topping. Some of the sugar cinnamon will ooze down into the peaches for flavor, and the cornstarch will help thicken the peach sauce that forms. Oh yeah, it's all good. This is going into the center of the oven for 40 to 45 minutes, or until the cobbler is golden brown and firm. You can test it with a toothpick. When the cobbler is done, let it cool to warm or room temperature. You can serve this peach cobbler warm or cold, but I like it best warm. This recipe makes 6 nice-sized servings. It seems to be just the right amount. I have another peach cobbler recipe on my channel that fills a 9x13 pan. Any kind of peach cobbler is good. Grandma probably didn't have easy access to ice cream or whipped cream, but she did have milk. Serving the peach cobbler tonight warm with a drizzle of milk and a side of my garden blackberries and mint. This is such a great summer treat. Easy to put together for entertaining as you can use fresh, frozen, or canned peaches. An old-time recipe that is magical, and I'm sure it will be going into your recipe file. And until next time, enjoy! If you like this video recipe, please remember to hit the like and subscribe button to receive my future recipes. Please feel free to share my channel with your friends and family. It really helps my channel grow and it is greatly appreciated. And until next time, much love!